Welcome back to the weekly recap. I'm Matt Wacker. Fall signals the beginning of flu season. According to the Centers for Disease Control, deaths from influenza can range from 12,000 to as many as 56,000 per year. I went in for my own vaccine this week, and Leanne came along to chat with Autumn Yeager at Sinks Pharmacy.
Who should get the flu shot? What is the recommendation?
It's recommended that everybody over the age of 6 months receive the flu shot.
6 months?
Yep.
Is that a change?
It's a change. It's not super recent, but it is a change we do recommend, and it's for everybody. People who are older, unless you are sick that day, we don't recommend you come in and get it if you're running a fever. But if you're doing all right, if you're pregnant, everybody's recommended to get it.
Wow. Okay, so I know that what I found out this year for the first time, but there are different kinds of flu shots.
Yeah.
You can get one for 3 different viruses, one for 4. Talk a little bit about that.
So there are different ones. The trivalent is what a lot of places administer, and that's what we call the one with 3 different strains in it. The quadrivalent has the 4 different strains. Normally the trivalent is more than enough. The other change is they do offer a high dose for seniors. That's recommended for anybody over 65. It has the same strains of the flu in it. It's just to kind of give your immune system a little extra kick.
I know a lot of people say, I got the flu shot and I got sick anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you say to those people that are thinking about, oh, well, just skip it?
I would say even if you get the flu shot and you still get the flu, there is actually recent data that suggests that it's not going to be as serious, that you might avoid some of the complications that come along with the flu. You are at a much lower chance of getting it if you do get the vaccination, but if you were, you're still going to probably experience a less severe case of the flu.
Has the effectiveness of the flu shots increased?
It really depends year to year. That's why it's a good idea to get one every year, because the flu virus constantly mutates itself. So it's something that even if it doesn't work great like last year, this year, they've got a lot better shot of it, working pretty well. And again, even if you do still get the flu, it's probably you're not gonna suffer those complications like pneumonia, hospitalization, that kind of stuff.
So it's a little bit milder is what you're saying, most likely. Okay, so when should people get it? I know a lot of people are talking about going ahead and getting it already.
Yeah.
How long does it take to take effect? Things like that.
Okay. So it actually takes 2 weeks for it to fully take effect, for your immune system to respond and for it to work like it should. The CDC recommends that you get it by the end of October. October is a really great month to get it because that way you make sure that the coverage lasts through the end of flu season. And, January, February, you're not getting it too early that way, but you have it for the start of flu season.
Lebanon police responded to the 200 block of Lee Street on October 8th to investigate a disturbance. Officers were told that a man and woman were involved in some sort of verbal altercation, which led to the man producing a gun. The woman told police that he was threatening to shoot her dog, along with anyone else who might arrive to help her. Luckily, no one was injured, and the man was later found and arrested. The Crawford County Sheriff's Department responded to the 1800 block of Possum Hollow Road on September 22nd to find a victim who had been attacked by a sword-wielding suspect. 32-year-old Jacob Young has been charged with first-degree assault. The probable cause statement indicates that Young was acting strange, so the reporting party locked themselves in a nearby car. One witness saw Young grab a sword and stab his victim. He's being held on a $150,000 bond. The CACKLE Hatchery in Lebanon held their annual chicken festival last weekend. Games, prizes, races, and an egg-eating competition were all part of the fun. A giant chicken was there to welcome guests. Roll that beautiful poultry footage.
The CACKLE Hatchery has been around since 1936. My granddad started it, and then my dad took over in 1964, and I'm a third generation. So 80 plus years we've been around. We're one of the few surviving hobby hatcheries, so we've kind of been through a lot of ups and downs through the years. Of course, the last 5 years there's a chicken craze going on, so certainly that's helped our business, but we do provide a lot of baby chicks for feed stores across the United States, and then we have a good following of retail customers that buy online. Here at the festival, we have a lot of activities, hands-on stuff, interesting stuff to see. This year we have the chicken car that came in. We have a ton of chicken-related games for the young kids and even the younger kids. We have a lot of stuff for adults. We have seminars, hatchery tours. We usually have several guest speakers come in. This year I know we had someone from Purina, also someone from MFA Co-op. Actually, the only time we open up the hatchery for the public is this 2 days a year. So it's kind of a limited tour. You get to walk through and kind of see some of our step back in history type of tour, because we have a lot of old incubators still in operation. We have some of the newer operation also, but it gives you kind of an idea of what we do here. We ship out about 80,000 baby chicks on a Monday and about 70,000 on a Wednesday and ship them all over the United States. We have a lot of petting zoos. We've got a lot of chicken art. So there's a lot of things here for just about anybody that wants to come out and have a free event, and it's usually rain or shine. 90% of the activities in-house. So if it's raining, we got a lot for you to do here.
A Catawissa man suffered moderate injuries in a one-vehicle crash on Interstate 44 early Sunday morning. The accident occurred when 52-year-old Kevin Carnes traveled off the road and struck a guardrail. The truck came to a rest in the interstate's median. Carnes was taken to PCRMC by ambulance, where he was later arrested and charged for driving while intoxicated. The third annual Health and Wellness Expo took place October 7th in Rolla. The event included health screenings for participants, as well as a host of wellness information from area businesses and providers. Demonstrations, giveaways, and sale items were available at booths, and live music entertained the crowd. A breast cancer awareness march and family scavenger hunt were also held. Leanne spoke with organizer Tracy Limmer.
We have had a great turnout. We've had the German band, we've had a scavenger hunt, we've had a breast awareness walk. We have basically taken over the whole entire center with the event, so we are just so appreciative that we were able to do this and to partner. The primary goal of the Expo is to bring awareness to our community of all the different facilities and businesses that we have in the community that they possibly might not have an idea that they're here, so they can tap into those resources. It's just been a great experience, and we hope to continue this in years to come.
A patrolman with Troop G has been charged with 4 felony counts of sexual exploitation of a minor and 1 felony count of sexual contact with a student. According to a probable cause statement, 46-year-old Justin Watson of Mountain View is accused of having sexual relations with a 16-year-old male. The student confirmed this, but denied any sexual contact before he turned 17, which is the legal age of consent in this state. Watson's bail has been set at $50,000. If you've ever hiked in Missouri's forests, you can probably appreciate the effort it takes to forge and maintain passable trails. Leanne met up with the Ozark Trail Association at their Mega Fall 1 event to take a closer look at how volunteers are a big part of that effort.
We are building a hiking trail between Highway 19 and Current River, Round Spring area, over to what will connect to the Blair Creek section of the Ozark Trail. The Ozark Trail is specifically a long-distance hiking trail like an Appalachian Trail. It will one day go from St. Louis all the way down to Arkansas. The Mega is a larger gathering of volunteers to come out and build the trail. We usually, on a regular day event, it might be maybe 10 or 15 people, 1 or 2 people leading the crew. But in a Mega situation, we have camping for the weekend, we do a big barbecue, a bonfire, campfire music, and we go out and we take several crews. So today we had about 50 people out here and 8 crew leaders leading them in trail building.
A typical day starts a half hour later than we plan it to every time, because we're always trying to get everything organized. Why I love doing this is a little different. A friend of mine introduced me to this years ago, and it took me to a part of the state that I didn't know, I wasn't aware of, and found out, there's some really gorgeous sections of trail and rivers and the forest around here. Volunteer
labor is important in Missouri and for the trails, because without the volunteers, there's just not enough manpower on the federal and state agencies to build the trails. So we just wouldn't have trails at all, really, if it wasn't for volunteers. It's just all sorts of different people. I mean, it's blue collar, it's white collar, it's college kids and retirees, big people, little people, just everybody comes out here, and this is what we're doing, this is what we like, and we share in what we like. So we did a quarter-mile trail today in less than 8 hours.
When I have new people, I always tell them, you know, after we go through the tool talk, take a picture of this section of trail. Each person has 10 to 20 feet that they're going to start with, of what they're going to build. And it looks a lot like the woods. And, you know, after they work on it for a few hours, it looks like this. And, you know, to have that picture, to compare the before and the after, and to understand that I just helped build this section of trail that 50 years from now people will still be walking on. It's the pride they see and the ownership of that. It's unparalleled. It keeps them coming back for more.
At the end of the day, you get to walk out on this wonderful trail that you built, where it was just rocks and leaves before.
That's all for now. I'm Matt Wacker. Thanks for watching the weekly recap. I'll see you next week. The weekly recap is brought to you by Price Chopper, Cooking from Scratch, the UPS store of Rolla, Bayard Dodge in West Plains, and the Ozarks Medical Center.